Hey everyone, Patrick CK here. I've been using dash cams for well over a decade now, and while I love having them, there's always been one thing that I've never fully gotten used to: having cables everywhere. Routing wires through the headliner, down the A-pillar, taking up a power port, and then having the camera itself hanging off the windshield like a sore thumb. And on top of that, there's always that little concern that someone else might see it and decide that they want one for themselves. So when I came across FitcamX, I was immediately intrigued. They offer an OEM style dashcam solution that's designed to look completely stock. Instead of sticking a camera onto your windshield, they replaced the factory sensor housing with a custom one that integrates the camera directly into it. Another big selling point on paper is 4K recording, which, combined with the OEM look and clean installation, makes this a really appealing dashcam. Even more interesting, the camera draws power from the vehicle's existing sensor system. Things like adaptive cruise control and lane assist, which means there's no need to route cables anywhere else in the car. It's a really clever and creative approach to solving one of the biggest annoyances with traditional dashcams. Let's start with the unboxing. Right on top, we've got a user manual, which is very much an old school folding map style, along with a contact card. Inside the accessories box, we get an SD card reader with both USB-A and USB-C, which is a nice touch. There's a trim removal tool and the proprietary power adapter and splitter that will tie into the vehicle's sensor power, with an interesting barrel-style power connector for the dashcam itself. As for the main unit, this is a fairly beefy piece. The camera and housing are fully integrated, and there's a FitcamX branded 64GB SD card already installed. On the underside, we've got power and snapshot buttons, along with indicator LEDs. The interface itself is very minimal, adding to its stealthy appearance. Overall, the unit feels solid. The plastic is thick and well molded, and the finish matches the factory shroud. From a build quality standpoint, this feels very OEM. I also picked up the optional CPL filter, which is sold separately. I do wish this was included in the box. What I like about this CPL filter is that it has a rotating bezel, so you can fine-tune it after installation. The downside is that it mounts using 3M double-sided tape, so once it's on, it's not coming off easily. Installing it is straightforward. You remove the protective film from the adhesive, line it up over the lens, and stick it in place. The filter itself is slightly larger than the lens, so alignment is up to you. As you rotate the bezel, you can see the reflections being reduced. And as we've learned over time, a CPL filter makes a huge difference in cutting windshield reflections, even if it comes at a small cost to nighttime visibility. I'm installing this on my 2023 Toyota Corolla Hatch. These cameras are purpose-built for specific makes, models, and even trim levels, so it's very important that you choose the correct version. Make sure you compare your factory sensor housing to the photos on the FitcamX product page. Even small trim differences can matter. Installation here is very different from a traditional dashcam. First, make sure the car is turned off. We'll start by removing the small rear panel on the factory sensor shroud. I tried using the included trim tool, but honestly I found it much easier just to use my fingers while holding the shroud in place. Next, the main shroud slides downward parallel with the windshield. It doesn't come off smoothly, it kind of pops off, so just be ready for that. Once it's off, we can directly compare the OEM shroud to the FitcamX one. In my case, the FitcamX housing actually feels more substantial than the OEM piece, and I had zero concerns replacing the stock one. The only thing we need to transfer from the old shroud are these two fasteners. Mine are red, yours may be different. I found it easiest to gently pull from both sides to avoid breaking them. Then simply slide them onto the new shroud. Back inside the car, unplug the factory power connector and attach the FitcamX power adapter and splitter. Now we can connect the barrel plug to the camera and slide the new shroud into place. This part takes a bit of patience, managing the loose cables in a tight space while also trying to line up the shroud will use all of your dexterity. Once everything is in position correctly, it pops right in. Finally, install the small rear panel. And that's it. No routing cables, no tucking wires into the headliner or pulling out your glove box, nothing. The whole process takes about 5 minutes. And once installed, it genuinely looks stock. If you didn't know it was aftermarket, you'd assume it's part of the factory sensor cluster. Once you turn the car on, the camera powers up automatically. The indicator LEDs aren't very visible from the driver's seat, but you can still confirm it's recording by the 3 flashing blue and red lights. Next, we connect to the Dashcam using the FitcamX app, which you can download from the App Store or Play Store. The first time you launch it, you'll connect to the Dashcam's Wi-Fi network using the default password of 1234567 Just keep in mind that while you're connected to the Dashcam, your phone won't have cellular data. The app itself is pretty basic. There aren't a ton of settings, and honestly, there isn't much you need to change at this point. The recording duration tops out at only 3 minutes, which I assume is to keep the file sizes manageable at 4K resolutions. You can view the live feed, which is when I adjusted the CPL filter, browse recorded clips, preview them, and download what you need. One thing worth noting is that the Wi-Fi stays on all the time. From a security standpoint, I'm a little on the fence about that, but realistically, it would be difficult for someone to connect while you're driving, but not impossible. The included 64 gig SD card gives you a little over 5 hours of footage at 4K. If you want more history, I'd recommend upgrading to a larger capacity card, preferably a high endurance or pro grade SD card. The ones I use will be linked below. Alright, this is where things get a little more complicated, because on paper, FitcamX advertises 4K recording, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to try it out in the first place. Now, before we get into the problem areas, I do want to be fair here. In the day, with plenty of light, the footage can actually look pretty decent. This clip here, driving through the Atlanta area, is a good example. The sky looks nice, the colors are pleasant, and at a quick glance, it looks totally serviceable. If this was all you ever saw, you might think the video quality is just fine. But the issues start showing up once you look a little closer. Starting in good daylight, driving down a small road, the first thing that jumps out is how aggressively this footage is processed. If you look at the foliage, tree lines, and power lines, you can see heavy edge sharpening everywhere. There's haloing around branches, poles, and wires, and instead of a natural texture, you get this crunchy, over-processed look. It gives the impression of sharpness, but when you zoom in, it's not actually resolving any real detail. Now let's talk about license plate readability in daylight, because this is a big one for dashcams. Stopped at a light, this red Corvette right in front of me is clear. The white RAV4 just a little further away, you can kind of make it out, but not with confidence. And the Mercedes further away, that plate is completely unreadable. At highway speeds, the same thing happens. The truck is somewhat legible for a moment, but the van isn't readable at all. While sitting under an overpass, the car directly ahead is okay, but anything off angle or further away quickly falls apart. Even moving slowly in traffic, you start to see the limits. The Audi on the left is mostly readable, but the van in front and the truck next to it lose detail very quickly. This is where it becomes clear that resolution alone isn't the issue. It's how the image is processed. And honestly, if the daytime footage already looks like this, nighttime footage is where dashcams either prove themselves or don't. Stopped at a traffic light at night, I can read the license plate on the car directly in front of me. But notice the lighted street signs? They're blown out and unreadable. Getting onto the on-ramp with the same car about 10 feet ahead, the plate is already blurry. There's no clean detail to work with. And once you're up to highway speeds at night, things really fall apart. The image fills with noise and fine detail is completely wiped out. Trying to read license plates here just isn't realistic. Like on this truck ahead, I can't make anything out at all. When conditions are ideal, stopped, close, well lit, the camera can do better. The Tesla's plate here is mostly readable, but you still see haloing around the overhead lights. And once you start moving again, even slowly, motion blur and light bloom come right back. Depending on the lighting, you might get lucky and be able to read the Tesla's plate even while driving slowly alongside it. And finally, driving down a side road just as the dawn starts to break, the image just turns into noise and smear. There's no usable detail left here. I want to show my appreciation to FitcamX for trying to help troubleshoot this issue. They always responded quickly and answered all my questions. And in good conditions, the footage can look acceptable. But as soon as you introduce motion, distance, or low light, the video quality just doesn't hold up. And for a dash cam, that's kind of the whole point. So to wrap this up, the FitcamX Dashcam is a really interesting product. From a design and installation standpoint, this is one of the cleanest dashcam solutions I've ever used. The OEM style fit is excellent, the install is fast, and once it's in, it genuinely looks like it came from the factory. If your top priority is a stealthy setup with no visible wires and no clutter on the windshield, FitcamX absolutely delivers on that. Where it falls short is video quality. Despite advertising 4K recording, the footage is heavily processed, and real-world detail just doesn't hold up well, especially at night. So this really comes down to your priorities. That I'll leave up to you. As always, I'll leave links to everything in the description. If you enjoy this content, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Patrick CK. Goodbye.